I love Fed days. I haven't actually missed a Fed day, being on a trading floor since 1979. That and unemployment reports, top of the mountain in my world, but they've gotten so much more complicated. But I do think that I know the cure for what ails the economy, what the Fed needs to take care of. The problem is, it's very difficult. Liquidity addiction. It's not like we haven't brought this up before, but as I was pondering what to talk about today and reading everything there is to read about what the Fed should do, what the Fed could do, what the Fed may need to do, liquidity addiction. Emails, texts from many of my sources. It's always a form of liquidity addiction. And hearken, it goes back to 2013, Ben Bernanke. That's when we had the taper tantrum. The taper tantrum put in place, in my opinion, a series of barriers that the Fed is very nervous about. When the market had a hissy fit, a tantrum, whatever you want to call it back in 2013, when the notion of balance sheet reduction was kind of front and center and we were going to stop buying and quantitative easing would end, that tantrum made Ben Bernanke kind of stall out the road he was thinking about going down. And beyond that, everything, in my opinion, changed. I think the Fed needs a third pillar. They need some way to deal with addictions by the marketplace, because the marketplace it really needs a 12-step process to finally break away, stand on its own 2 feet. We shadow box this issue. We have to forget guidance. Like, all of that basically is about trying to talk the market through its addiction. And when we think of these tantrums, and there's going to be and have been tantrums, and I still say at the end of the day, you could draw any conclusions you want from all the events of the day that we connect the dots as to be the catalyst for market moves. But the biggest thing is liquidity addiction, and you can describe it in many ways. Can the Fed cure it? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, when you have to do the same amount of GDP with less, meaning less capital, less liquidity, that has to be made up in some fashion. And I do think it could be made up in a variety of ways. But to get the market to understand the need for purpose in that regard is going to be a messy journey.